before. Has the bit of finale quite like that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most exciting matches in the history of sport.
A phenomenal performance from Roger Federer, who'd overtaken the record of the watching Pete Sampras by securing a 15th Grand Slam title.
Number 10, Liverpool FC versus AC Milan. The UEFA Championship match would decide if Liverpool or Milan would be crowned as the greatest football team of 2005.
I couldn't wait for the game to come about. I'd played the final 3-4 times mentally before I even walked onto the pitch, so I felt tired and drained. The excitement levels were off the scale.
Milan immediately made it clear why they were favored, scoring in under a minute. They dominated, and at halftime were up 3-0. Seemingly just to keep things interesting, Captain Steven Gerrard put Liverpool on the board a few minutes into the second half.
Oh, he's got it! And the captain has delivered a blow to AC Milan.
2 minutes later, they scored again, but they weren't done. A third goal in 6 minutes tied the match. Through the rest of regulation and extra time, neither side could break through, and the match went to a shootout. In penalties, it all came down to one shot, and when Liverpool's Jerzy Dudek blocked Milan's Andrei Shevchenko, they completed a spectacular comeback.
European champions! Jerzy Dudek with a penalty saved!
Number 9, The Shot. As the 80s came to a close, two division rivals, the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers, each seemed poised to become a dominant force in the upcoming decade.
The Bulls have 3 seconds to try a shot and try to win the game.
Meeting in the first round of the 1989 playoffs, they split the first 2 games in the best-of-5 series. In the climactic Game 5, the contest stayed close, and with only 6 seconds remaining, Michael Jordan hit a dagger to take a 1-point lead.
Jordan has it, and Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go.
Craig Elo wasted no time hitting a shot of his own, putting the Cavs up a point. The Bulls inbounded and the ball went to who else but Michael, who pulled up for a jumper over Elo as time expired.
Jordan with 2 seconds to go, puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
The ball sailed in and a legend was born. Number 8, The Shot heard round the world. In 1951, the Giants and Dodgers were crosstown rivals in New York.
After 154 games, a 3-game playoff was needed to decide the National League champion.
Thanks to a historic end to the season, the Giants rallied from 13 games back to tie the Dodgers, necessitating a 3-game series for the National League pennant. Splitting the first 2, everything came down to Game 3.
The Buns from Brooklyn, the Giants from New York have come down to the wire to where it is all or nothing.
Through 8 innings, the Dodgers had managed 4 runs, but when the Giants took the field in the bottom of the inning, they sat at only 1. The Giants made another score and managed 2 others on base when Bobby Thompson stepped to the plate and made history. High and to the left, the ball soared into the stands. A 3-run walk-off home run which completed the comeback saga. Number 7, Thrilla in Manila. When Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali first faced off in 1971 for the heavyweight championship, each had a legitimate title claim and undefeated records.
That's not the point. That's the point. Joe, what's your prediction? My prediction, the fight wouldn't go the distance.
The highly publicized event was named the Fight of the Century, and Frazier claimed victory in 15 rounds. In 1974, Ali would take his title back, this time from the heavily favored George Foreman in a bout dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle.
This time he worked over the shoulder of Foreman.
This all led to a final showdown between Ali and Frazier to break their tie and crown the undisputed champ in the Thrilla in Manila. The two men laid into each other in a bloody battle hailed as one of the best fights ever, with Ali coming out on top.
I think it's going to be over. It's all over.
Number 6, 2006 Rose Bowl. When the only 2 unbeaten teams of the season, USC and Texas, faced off in the national championship, it was one of the most anticipated college football matches of all time.
Now it's put-up time.
Collegiate legends including Vince Young, Matt Leinart, and Reggie Bush stepped onto the gridiron. The back-and-forth battle saw 4th down conversions, close calls, 5 lead changes, and a nail-biting ending.
Goes to White, runs up the middle. That'll do it. Touchdown.
With less than 5 minutes left to play and trailing by 12, Texas made it a 1-score game. After Texas defense's 4th down hold, Young marched the ball down the field. However, he faced his own 4th down, needing a touchdown with only 26 seconds on the clock. Facing a blitz, Young sprinted into the end zone and claimed victory.
He's going for the corner. He's got it. Vince Young scores.
Number 5, 2009 Wimbledon, men's singles final. Titans clashed in the 2008 Wimbledon final, where after a long match, Rafael Nadal defeated rival Roger Federer.
There's a new man at the head of men's tennis, Rafael Nadal.
A year later, Nadal was out due to injury, and a rather unexpected rival for Federer was in his place. Andy Roddick, who had previously been felled by the Swiss in the 04 and 05 finals, shockingly returned and even began to outplay the presumed champ.
There's one thing having a game plan, there's another thing executing it. And right now, Roddick is playing some fantastic tennis.
Roddick broke Fed in the first and fourth sets, but after losing 2 tiebreaks, it was to be settled in a fifth. The final frame lasted for a record-breaking 30 games, until finally, after 4 hours, Federer broke Roddick. With that, Federer took home his 15th Grand Slam, setting the record for most of all time.
And the Wimbledon men's singles champion for 2009, Roger Federer.
Number 4, Kobe's final game. After a season-long farewell tour with an atrocious team, Kobe Bryant, whose final years had been plagued by injury, stepped onto the court one last time.
Number 24 on the floor, 6'6", high school, 5-time world champion, Kobe Bryant.
And no one expected what would come next. With no reason left to hold back, Kobe did what he loved best, shoot. Time after time, Kobe put up the ball in a Herculean effort, but with just over 3 minutes, the Lakers trailed by 10.
Unbelievable stuff tonight. Kobe's got the Lakers' last tip. Bryant for 3.
But Kobe just wouldn't accept defeat. He ripped off even more shots, scoring 12 unanswered points by himself, including an epic jumper to take the lead. When the score was tallied, the 37-year-old had outscored the opposing Jazz in the final quarter on his way to a 60-point winning effort.
And the Lakers close out Kobe Bryant's career with a win and one of the great farewell performances in any sport.
Number 3, Manchester United versus Bayern Munich. Both sides were attempting to achieve the all-too-rare treble when they met in the UEFA Champions League final in 1999.
Nudged off it by Johnson as a free kick to Bayern Munich. In a very promising position.
After an early goal by Bayern Munich, the points dried up as neither side could pull the ball in the net, although both came close several times. When the clock struck 90, only 3 minutes were added for stoppage time, and despite furiously attacking all game, it seemed over for the English side.
Und es hat zu dem Zeitpunkt eigentlich nichts darauf hingedeutet, dass Manchester eigentlich uns gefährlich werden hätte können. Aber dann ist was passiert, was man nicht glauben kann, was man nicht wahrnehmen wollte. Und man hat gedacht...
Spectacularly, in stoppage time, United finally struck pay dirt on a perfectly placed shot from Teddy Sheringham. While the game now seemed destined for extra time, Man U had other plans, and in the 3rd minute scored again, turning what seemed like certain defeat just moments prior into sweet victory.
Can you believe it? The most dramatic finale to surely win the Champions League.
Number 2, Super Bowl 42. After going 16-0 in the regular season and defeating them in the season finale, it was a foregone conclusion that the Patriots would claim victory when they played the wildcard Giants in Super Bowl 42.
Patriots 18-0. We know all about their credentials. How did the Giants pull off one of the major upsets in Super Bowl history?
Fans and sportcasters were already proclaiming that going a perfect 19-0 would make them the greatest team to ever play the game. But that's why you play the game.
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown Giants. David Tyree.
After trading leads all day with 1:15 left, Giants QB Eli Manning had one last chance. During that now legendary drive, Eli escaped the grasp of 3 Patriot defenders and chucked a bomb, caught by receiver David Tyree, with the aid of his helmet. A few plays later, a touchdown completed the upset and demolished perfection once and for all.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. 1995 Rugby World Cup Final. Nelson Mandela looked on as a newly united South Africa won an overtime battle.
The president to the captain. There it is.
Italy versus West Germany. Rivals met for a match with 5 goals in extra time.
Could this one be the clincher? Bonensegna turned Schultz inside out, knew exactly where Rivera was, Italy 4, West Germany 3.
La remontada. Barcelona overcame the 4-goal deficit from the prior game to take home the title.
The final whistle! There's the final whistle! Barcelona 6! Paris Saint-Germain 1!
The greatest game ever played. The original overtime championship that made football into America's favorite sport.
And the game is over. The Baltimore Colts win a historic overtime victory, beating the Eastern Conference champion New York Giants 23-17 in a truly magnificent come-from-behind effort.
Isner Mahou, the tennis match that wouldn't end.
A sporting embrace between these two fantastic combatants. But it's Isner who stays on court to take a standing ovation from this beyond capacity crowd on court 18.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Miracle on Ice. The U.S. currently enjoys a friendly hockey rivalry with Canada, with the overtime thriller between the teams in the 2010 gold medal game being one for the ages.
Poked around. Crosby. It's over! Just like that!
Their rivalry with the Soviet Union was much less friendly. The Cold War became literal in the 1980 Olympics when a team of American college kids faced off against the 4-time defending champs, the USSR.
Here we go as the game is underway. The Soviet Union in red and the United States in white. The Americans doing that well thus far against the Soviets.
The Soviets scored first, but the US refused to go away, tying the game up again and again, including a last-second first-period buzzer beater. Playing from behind in the final period, the US scored 2 quick goals, taking their first lead 4-3. After an intense final 10 minutes, that score would hold, proving miracles do happen.
You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable!
What sporting events got your heart racing? Let us know in the comments below.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.